Good morning, children. I hope you are keeping fine. You are hale and hearty, cheerful, healthy. Great. Children, today we are going to discuss a story of your supplementary reader. The title of the story, as you see, is Should Wizard Hit Mommy? You will find this title itself is little unusual. Normally, titles are in a word or two or in the statement, but here the title is in the question form, isn't it? Should wizard hit mommy? If you put why before it, why should wizard hit mommy? Now that is a question that will come to mind. If you guess about the answer, there can be many hypothetical answers. That means there must be some relation between these two characters, wizard and mommy, and all these answers are going to come in the story when we discuss. This story has been written by John Updike. And this talks about human psychology. It does not deal with human physicality or the material world. It talks about the inner self of the human beings and the relationship, how we behave with each other, how we live with each other in a family, in a society. All these questions have been raised in this story. So this is a very interesting story, and this is what we are going to discuss today. So when we talk of any story or any poem, it has its theme. It has its theme. What do you mean by theme? Theme is, in simpler word, is the central idea, is the core idea about which the writer or the poet creates a composition. So, theme tells you the underlying message of the story. It talks about the big idea about which the writer crafted a story. So this story also, like any other story, has its theme. So what is the theme? Let us look at. The story raises a moral issue whether parents should decide what the children should do. So first issue is whether parents should decide what the children should do or let the children do what they like to do. So these are the two issues. Should the parents control the life of their children, or should the children have the freedom to do what they like to do? Answer is not so easy. If you see this answer from the adult's perspective, you will think that the first answer is more appropriate, that the parents should decide what their children should do. But if you look at the answer from a child's perspective, the second answer will seem to be more appropriate, that the children should have the freedom to do what they want to do. So neither of the answer is wrong. Both the answers are right, but in a different perspective. If we go by the idea that parents should decide what the children should do, we mean to say that the children in their adolescent age or innocent period are not in the right age to take the decision of their life. Of course, the smaller decisions are fine, but when it comes to take the bigger decision of life, they will not understand. So there, the interference or the guidance of parents will be important. So there, they should control the life of child and they should take a decision what the child should do. Now, for example, when you come to class 9 or class 10 and you are to appear in the board examination, then a bigger question looms large. what should you take in class 11 and what kind of professional course should you prepare for. Obviously, we go by the mainstream, what the society thinks, engineering or medical, but there are many other careers. So still, even in 21st century, what I believe in our Indian society, that more than 80% cases, parents take a call about the career of their children and they push their child to take a particular stream in class 11. If the children have been given complete freedom to decide, chances are they will have some other kind of option which the parent would not like to see. But yes, in the real world, this is what happens. So I don't know whether that is right or wrong. In the long run, it may turn out to be right. In the long run, even though the child has gone into a great profession, earning a lot of money, but chances are it does not give him happiness and job satisfaction, and then the child wants to change the career. Somewhere I read about the famous writer Chetan Bhagat, where he says that I became engineer because my father wanted. So to make him happy, I became an engineer. But I never wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be an author, a writer. So later on, when I became in a position to control my life, I became an author. So in that sense, he fulfilled both the dreams. But it's not easy. He may be an exception. It is not easy for everyone. So that is one way of looking at the life. The second issue, let the children do what they like to do. Of course, that can be a good idea, but it can be at times tricky also. So this is an open-ended statement that has been covered under the theme of this story. There are other minor issues also which may be covered under the theme of the story that we will discuss when we talk about the plot. The second important part is child's innocence versus adult perspective. This is also what has been highlighted in this story. A child is innocent in thinking, but the child has a thought process. The child is also taking a decision from his or her perspective, and then comes the adult's perspective. So when there is a clash between the two, what might happen? Adult always has the authority and the power to suppress the child, and child for the time being may compromise, may not open up, may not say, and accept the decision unwillingly. But in the long run, it has its own ramifications. When the child grows up, it can play on the mind of the child. So this part is also highlighted in the story. So this is what the theme of the story is. Now, let us get familiar with the character of the story. Every story will have its characters. Characters are defined in two ways. One is the major character, and the minor character. There are two sets of characters. Every story, every cinema, every movie, every teleserial, you will find major characters and minor characters. So major characters are the protagonists of the story, and minor characters, they are in the supporting role, and they play a very important role to complete the story. So in this story also, Should Wizard Hit Mommy, we have both the kinds of characters. So before we talk about the plot, let us quickly get familiar with the characters. So the most important character in the story is Jo. Jo is the name of the daughter. She is in the early childhood, 5 or 6 years old. She is, of course, innocent in mind, and she is in growing phase. She is growing up. She is a small child and in the growing phase. So when the child is growing, at that stage, the mind of the child is very fertile. Several questions run through the mind, and the child seeks for the answers of those questions. At times, for an adult, those questions may be silly, but they are important questions. So that is the beauty of childhood. It is a very fertile mind. It is the age when you love to question. And because you question, so you grow up mentally also. Jo is sharp and Jo is intelligent. Sharp and intelligent because she does not listen to everything like a dumb child. Rather, she reacts, she replies back. That means she is thinking. She is critical. She has developed critical faculty in mind and she is analyzing things. So that shows that she is a sharp child, she is an intelligent child. When the father is narrating the story, at one time he falters, he makes a mistake, so immediately she stops father and points out the mistake. At other point in the story, when the father has ended the story in one particular way and the child is not satisfied, so she again objects to father and she asks him to complete the story the way she wants. So she is sharp, she is intelligent, she is critical, as I said, and there is a minor drawback, you can say, she is adamant. I would not say that this is a drawback because looking at the age of the child, children are many times adamant in their behavior when things do not go their way. So they do not even know that they are adamant because they are possessive. And when you are possessive, in love with your parents, you are demanding. You want your parents to do what you like to be done for you. So there many children become adamant. So she also becomes adamant. And this is what many parents would not like. So this can be seen as a drawback. So this is one drawback you can observe in the personality of Jo. Then we have another equally important character, Jack. Jack is father. Jo is daughter, Jack is father. So of course he's an adult, and because he is adult, he is mature in thinking, he is realistic because he has seen the life, he has the experience of life, so he looks at the things from very realistic point of view, and at times he gets worried also as a parent when he does not see things going in the way he wants. So he gets worried, especially I'm talking about daughter Jo, because when daughter Jo is objecting that the story should take a turn and should happen her way, father becomes worried. Father tries to convince Jo, but Jo becomes adamant, and this makes father worried because he is thinking about the mental growth of the child. So that objection of Jo is with regard to her mother. So she is objecting that mother was not right, and that makes Jack worried because he fears that if she has this kind of thought about mother, this could be dangerous. So as an adult, we become worried at many things, and in a positive way, I would say, because we are concerned about children. And then he suffers from helplessness also because he is not able to convince his daughter that what he said was right. So here he becomes helpless. The other characters in the story are Roger Skunk, Mother Skunk, Owl, and Wizard. So first two characters are the human characters, and then among the other characters, Roger Skunk, Mother Skunk, Owl, and Wizard, they are all animal characters. So what we see in this story is a beautiful mix of realistic story and fairy tale, because two parallel stories run in the same story. One is the story of father and daughter and mother, and other is the story of animal characters, Roger, Mother Skunk, Owl and Wizard. So if you draw the parallel of the characters in the story, Joe relates to Roger Skunk, because Roger Skunk is also child, Joe is also child. So Joe finds some kind of relationship, though it is fantasy, some kind of relationship with Roger Skunk. And father relates with mother. Father relates with Wizard. Wizard is a wise person, and father thinks what Wizard has done in the story was right. So Joe is very close to Wizard. Then there is Mother Skunk and Owl. These are the other animal characters who complete the story. So these are the characters. Thereafter, let us look at the plot quickly. What do you mean by plot? Plot is actually the storyline. Every writer has his own way of starting and finishing the story, but whatever be the style of writing, there are some common elements. When the plot is crafted around the theme that the writer has thought of, suppose theme I just now discussed, so around that theme the writer is making the plot. So to create the plot, you need first character, I've already discussed about the characters. Then you need place, and the third significant aspect of plot is time. The theme is built around using these three components: character, place in other words is setting where the story had been set, and time. So the plot has been developed in a way that Father Joe tells a story at the night time, at the bedtime, to his little daughter Jack every day. That is the routine thing he does every day. Now, if you have to repeat an exercise every day, after some day, either it becomes boring or you start losing the interest, you run short of the idea. So this is what happens with father also. So every day he crafts a similar story by changing the name here and there and by bringing about some kind of twist here and there. So when the story session begins, the daughter Jo will ask father to tell the story of a particular kind. So father would think and build a story, narrate the story to his daughter. This is what he does every day. So that day, Joe wanted that father should tell the story of skunk. Skunk is a little animal in the forest, and it has a very peculiar feature. You all would be knowing it has a very bad smell. So that bad smell is actually the protective guard for the animal, which protects the animal from the predators. Predators do not come near the animal because of the bad smell. So that is the God gift, or that is the gift of nature. So she wants the story of Roger Skunk. So father starts telling the story, and everyday story, when the story develops, the little Roger falls into trouble, and to sort out the trouble, he goes into the forest to the owl. Owl is wise. Owl will advise him to go to the wizard, and wizard will solve the problem, and in turn he would demand some money from Roger, and in every story, Roger would fall short of money. So Wizard would guide him to go to the well, and in the well he would find out money, the penny that he was short of. So he will bring the money, give to Wizard, and his problem was sorted out. So that is the storyline in every story. So at the outset, there does not seem to be any problem. But that evening, the problem occurred, and Joe became adamant on the point when there was a difference of opinion between father and Joe with regard to the behavior of Roger Skunk's mother. Roger Skunk had a bad smell, and because of the bad smell, the other animals or animal babies ran away from him. Nobody played with him. So he was sad, and he wanted his smell to be changed so that he could make friendship with other animals and he could play with them. So he goes to the owl. Owl guides him to the wizard. Wizard changes his smell, and he is now smelling like fragrant roses. So he gives him money, returns back very happily, and all the animal children, they become his friend. So Roger Skunk is very happy. And because Roger Skunk is happy, so Joe is also very happy. But when in the evening Roger goes home and the mother notices the smell of the child, she becomes very worried and she is not happy. So she immediately gets to know how this happened. So she takes the child to the wizard. She is of course angry, and she angrily hits the wizard on his head and commands him, orders him to change the smell and bring him back to the original smell. So wizard does it, and Roger Skunk again has the original smell, that is bad smell or foul smell. But this time the other children of the animal understood and appreciated the originality of Roger Skunk, and they did not run away. So finally they understood him. But the little child Joe, she did not take this point, she did not understand it, what happened. And she was annoyed, she was angry with mother. So that is where she demanded from father that he should tell the story that wizard hit the mummy, not mummy hit the wizard. But father did not agree with little Joe, and he tried to convince what mother did was right, because mothers are always thinking about the well-being of their children, but Joe did not understand it, did not like this idea. So she remained adamant that father should change the story and tell that wizard hit the mummy. So the story ended on the point of disagreement. So that is where the title comes in, Should Wizard Hit Mummy? So I hope now you would have got the idea of the story. So now at the end, what does the story tell? One, we get to know that parents know the well-being of their children, be it Roger Skunk's mother or be it Joe's father. They are both parents, and they will never want any harm befall in the life of their children. So they are the true well-wishers because they love their children selflessly. So this is what we understand from this story. Secondly, the story also highlights the issue of generation gap. Now Joe represents one generation, the generation of the children, and father represents the generation of the adult. So there is a big gap in the thought process of both. So Joe, if she is a little child of 5-6 years, and Jack may be about 30 or in his 40s. So if you look at the age difference, of course, their thought process will be quite different. So Joe will appreciate a particular point of view in her own way, and Jack will appreciate or understand the same point of view, same matter with a different point of view. Both may be right in their own way. But in the real world, what the adults or what the parents would think will be given more weightage compared to what the child would think on a serious matter. So that issue of generation gap is also highlighted. Now the way Jack handled his little daughter Jo can be questioned. That he should have been in a position to satisfy his daughter, he could not satisfy his daughter. That is where the failure lied. And he left the story session, came out of the room, leaving Jo unhappy because he wanted to join his wife, he wanted to help his wife in the work she was doing. So this might happen. So the very important message given to the parents is, whatever questions the children raise, they must be satisfied in the best possible way so that they understand what is right and what is wrong. What father wanted to teach daughter, that mother was right, but he could not succeed. So that makes him feel very helpless. And he does not further interfere and he leaves the story. That is where the story ends. He comes down and he is looking at his wife who is doing the job of painting. So he is in off mode. He is feeling very off. He is feeling very bitter and he does not know what to do. So he is, at the end, writer says that he was feeling in the cage, as if he was in jail and he did not know what to do. So the story ends here. Now in the next class, we shall be talking about the storyline through a PowerPoint presentation, and then additionally you will have assignment questions also. So with this session, with the hope that you got fair bit of idea of the story, I'm going to give you a worksheet paper. So go through the worksheet and whatever comes to your mind as the right answer, try to answer the questions. That may give you more understanding of the story, and then of course we will supply you with the answers also of the worksheet. You can check your answers, and thereafter in the next class, when we talk about the story in detail through PowerPoint presentation, you will have assignment questions. So children, again and again we repeat that read the lesson, because you would have downloaded the e-textbook of NCERT. So read the original text, read between the line. That is very important for your board examination. And thereafter, you attempt the questions that we give you. No story is so challenging in the textbook of class 12 that you would not be able to understand. Barring here and there, everything is very simple and you will understand the story. If you devote half an hour, you can complete one story. And when you have read the story, immediately revise by attempting the supporting questions that we give you, and that is how you can prepare very nicely for the board exam, and you can answer all the short answer questions as well as the long answer question correctly with the correct value point, and then of course you can expect above 90%, if not more. Many children are scoring nowadays 97, 98, 99 also. So at least above 90, 91 to 95 will be a very respectable score in English as well. So do these basic things and you will do fairly well in the exam. So with this, we end the discussion of the topic today, and then when we meet in the next class, we'll continue with the story. So till then, take care of yourselves. Thank you very much. Goodbye.